sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. You see the sea, I'll see the sunshine. I'll be your love. I'll be your sunshine. Shine,
When we on the beach, man, all of my ops ain't in it. Why do they gas me up? Where does it go, man?
In the heart of Scarborough, Ontario, it is a beautiful day to watch some basketball. Hello everyone, welcome inside the Pan Am Center. I'm Esper Heaney, your sideline reporter for today's action between the Scarborough Shooting Stars and the Saskatoon Mamba. A guard matchup between Tavion Dunmartin of the Mamba and Miles Powell of the Shooting Stars, two elite guards here in the CEBL. And I can't think of a better duo to break it down for you guys than Matt Bonomi and Deshaun Stevens. Guys, how's it going?
Too kind to us, thank you. Matt Bonomi alongside Deshaun Stevens. Deshaun, just 48 hours ago, this Scarborough squad put on a show in front of just under 1,000 kids. It was a school day game. Well, today they get the chance to do it again. The other day it was Miles Powell who exploded for a franchise record, 41 points in a single game. We're going to expect a lot from him today.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we talked about earlier, the Scarborough Shooting Stars have a lot of new players coming into this franchise, and they're looking for some new stars. And early in this season, Miles Powell, again, 41 points, shooting 50% from three, having a great game, leading the Scarborough Shooting Stars to a 2-0 record. This is a franchise that's looking to find their identity early, and they're doing it through stars like Powell.
And you mentioned fresh, new stars, a 2-0 record. It couldn't be a better start for this team.
Absolutely. I think, as a team that wants to find themselves, a team that's looking for success, right? There's a lot of players that are, wondering, are they going to be a part of this team going forward in the season, looking to earn their spot. They're on this team now, but their spot throughout the rest of the season is earned, not given. And so that's what they're doing today, and looking for another opportunity to really just prove why they should.
On the flip side, you see the Saskatoon Mamba, the recently rebranded Saskatoon Mamba, former Saskatchewan Rattlers. They're scuffling to start the season, 0-3, and it seems like it's kind of desperation mode now, Deshaun, where they need that first win.
Yeah, they're looking for that identity. They're looking for that identity. Of course, Tavion Dunmartin is a star that we're going to be talking about a lot today, and he's obviously made a name for himself in the CEBL, but again, more opportunity for these players. This is a franchise that I think is just looking for that identity. They found their new identity, right, in terms of the branding, the Mamba, the jerseys, but I think they're looking for their identity on the court, and I think they're going to have a great test today against these Shooting Stars.
All right, let's take a look at the matchup stats for today's contest between the Shooting Stars and Mamba. One of the things about this matchup that you look at, these teams can score the basketball. Scarborough second in the CEBL, only behind Vancouver, averaging 97 a game. In the Mamba, 90 points per game. That's 5th in the league.
Yeah, I think the big thing that I'm looking at is, of course, the three-point percentage. Scarborough, 37% from 3 throughout the season through their first 2 games, but last game shot 46% from 3. So this is a team that's getting a little bit better from 3, shooting a little bit better from the perimeter. Let's see if that's going to continue today.
And those free throw percentages need to bump up just a little bit. The coaches will tell you the worst thing that you can have, leaving points on the board there when you miss those free throws. So they'll need to knock that up a tad.
Absolutely. Don't want to leave points on the board. Last game, they missed 11 free throws right down the stretch. They found themselves in a 10-point deficit entering target score time. So, right, take advantage of the opportunities at the line, convert on those free throws, and give yourself an opportunity to be in a good position to win the game.
And you said, too, that the Shooting Stars team certainly likes to run the floor, too, so transition will be something we'll look for today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a team that's very fast-paced, very, very fast, and very young and athletic. So I think for them, it's all about moving in transition and taking advantage of opportunities, forcing turnovers. All
right, let's check back in with us, who's joined by Shooting Stars head coach Tyrell Vernon.
All right, Coach, a massive game for Miles Powell on Tuesday. How do you replicate that sort of offensive output again?
I don't know if it's a way to replicate it. You hope it happens again. But, at the same time, I think just putting guys in a position to make the right play. Miles had to be aggressive for us to get that win the other day against a very good Winnipeg team. And then, same thing with Saskatchewan here. We just got to make the right play, try to, attack who we need to attack. But at the same time, get back on defense and do a better job defensively.
It seems like this group has already connected together in a great way. What do you think has allowed for this team to figure it out and stay together as a group very early in the season?
It just started with training camp. I think the guys, they're all locked in on a common goal to kind of get better every day. We'll have some ups, we'll have some downs, but, the people are great people, and, they're taking care of each other and, they're celebrating each other's success.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck. Guys, back to you.
It's a morning matchup in the ends. It's the Shooting Stars and the Mamba. Coming up next, you're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
From Toronto, Ontario, a 6'5" forward.
Hello, Canada. Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, to put that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger, the players got better, the quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian Goose.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're going to have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is the trail. This is the real. It's all that I gotta say. I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Back inside the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center in Scarborough. We're moments away from tip-off in this morning CEBL matchup between the Shooting Stars and Mamba. All right, Deshaun, you've identified some keys to the game. First for the visiting Mamba.
Yeah, I think for the Saskatoon Mamba, it's really, really simple. Turn the ball over less. Take care of the ball. Don't let Scarborough force any steals. Take care of the ball. Move those possessions. Be successful. Another thing, move the ball on these rooks. These are rookies in the CEBL. They're athletic, they're experienced, but they're rookies in this league. They thrive in fast-paced environments. Slow down the the pace of the game, move the ball, and lastly, keep your emotions in check. This is a gritty team, right? Frank Mitchell's going to be really, really gritty today, really emotional. Calm down, keep your emotions in check.
And next for the home shooting stars, Deshaun, their keys to the game are?
Yeah, I think it's three things. Three's on the table. Listen, they've been a poor three-point shooting team in their first game, but listen, last game, they shot 46% from three. Three's on the table. Keep those threes on the table. Convert on them. Too hard for the paint. Be big. Be strong. Be fierce on the boards. Be big down low. And, of course, turn up the pace. Like I said, Matt, this is a very young and athletic team. Turn up the pace. Use your speed. Use your youth. And get to the basket.
All right, just moments before tip-off here in Scarborough. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Mamba, it'll be Trey Townsend, DeJuan Gordon, Jamal Fuller, Easton Tim, and, of course, the star, Tavian Dunn-Martin, who will certainly be a name we'll hear a lot today.
All about Tavian Dunn-Martin, trying to see if he could lead this team to their first win. That's why they brought him in.
And for the shooting stars, it'll be Javon Johnson, Kellen Tynes, Charles Bediako, Amir Sims, and, of course, Miles Powell. We're going to take a look at some Powell highlights here. He has just been so impressive in the first two games. 28 points in the opener, 41 in the sequel, and today we're looking for a little more.
Yeah, I think a little more from Miles Powell as Tavian Dunn-Martin gives us stabs up, but Miles Powell has been the emotional, I think, nucleus for this team through their first two games. Again, he's an experienced guard. Obviously, he was at Seton Hall and played in the Chinese League and in the CEBL, and of course, he's done some time with the Philadelphia 76ers. He's brought his experience to the CEBL, taking chances, making those threes, making those big plays, and again, being the emotional leader for this team through the first early half, I guess, of this season. We're going to see if he can continue to rise to be a star for this team.
And he is, of course, our player to watch. That is Miles Powell. He's been outstanding so far. The other player to watch on the Mamba side of things is Tavian Dunn-Martin, just so impressive as well. Two guards that could electrify a gym pretty quickly.
I think we've talked about Miles Powell enough. Tavian Dunn-Martin, listen, again, only at 5'8", he is such an explosive player. He's so hard to guard. He can shoot the three. He can get to the line. He can drive to the basket. He can even get down low and grab some rebounds. I love his game. He's really athletic. He's fierce. He has a lot of heart. And I think he's the type of player that this Mamba team needs in this early part of the season where they're trying to find themselves. They're going to need to flow through Tavian Dunn-Martin, let him be the emotional powerhouse for this team, let him lead them to victory and success on the court.
The 7-foot Bediako and the 6'10" Tim set to take the tip-off here. One of two games on slate in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. 7:30 tonight, it'll be the Honey Badgers visiting the Blackjacks in Ottawa. So the Mamba are ready, the Shooting Stars are ready. Let's play some CEBL hoops in the ends. Tip-off won by Scarborough. It's Powell with the rock in his hand, the floor general. Insert pass inside. Sims trying to go to work off the window for the game's first bucket.
Powell sends it down low to Sims. Sims back to the basket, simple turnaround layup move just to get their first points on the board. Nice and simple early on. It looks like there's a steal down low.
Yeah, Tynes was all over it, picking it up on the front court there. You see this Sims buck. He had the winner in the first game in target score time. He's a force.
Look at this, simple back to the basket, one spin move, goes up with the layup.
Here's Powell, nice move, steps to his right. Short on the triple.
What patience on that. Miles Powell made one-man jump before he pulled the trigger on that three.
Gordon goes baseline. Townsend gonna try his luck inside on Bediako, and he wins the battle down low.
Gotta be hard down low, try to own the paint early. Scarborough has size down there. You gotta go toe-to-toe with those big men down low early on and establish your presence down low.
Almost had the corner there, goes out of bounds off of the hands of Sims. So the big man putting it on the floor early. Tip-off is presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the CEBL. 17 different schools in the building, just under 1,000 kids. Want to make some noise on this Mamba offensive possession. Here's Townsend. This time picks up his dribble, picked off, back the other way. Powell will lay it in for the easiest two of his career.
Amazing, amazing defense by Powell, working the lanes, in denied defense, cheats the lane, grabs the steal, and converts on the layup.
And Gordon inside, count the bucket, and a chance at three.
Good response quick. Good response quick, take control of the game. You don't want it to get out of hands. That's two steals by the Scarborough Shooting Stars early, but the Saskatoon's able to keep up, convert on their layup, and keep this game tied early on. Don't want to let it get too out of control emotionally.
Well, the Mamba have struggled to maintain any kind of lead in a game. Free throw there is no good, off the rim. Bediako and Sims were all over it. But they've had an average loss margin of 18 points so far this season. And right there, 2 more, Amir Sims, coast to coast.
And now you're seeing the versatility of Amir Sims early. He was back to the basket down low early on. Oh, look, steal right here.
Tynes, another steal. He's been a pest so far. Powell going baseline. On the mismatch now. Tim trying to force him. Powell spinning. Oh, come on! Spin cycle.
What a move by Miles Powell. Again, the patience, the athleticism, the spin, and the conversion for the layup.
Here's Fuller. 3 ball up and good.
What a response. What a response. Fuller with the crossover, tween, puts up the 3 and converts.
That's a good way to silence the crowd here. Mamba stuck 1, just inside 8 to go in the first quarter. Powell deep 3, and he was fouled on the shot. Townsend can't believe it. And that will be 3 shots for Powell as he heads to the line.
What an explosive start to this game, huh? Explosive start to this game. Both teams going back and forth.
Well, the officials for today, the crew chief is Ryan Langdon. The umpires are Chris Pucella and Christine Vaughn. Check that, Andrew Yan. As Powell at the line. Chance at 3. Some NBA experience for Miles. Handful of games with the 76ers. You know, it's interesting because a league like this only allows you to get to the highest level, and a guy that came from the highest level as well, he was emotional when he realized he was going to be playing for the 76ers. He loved Allen Iverson. He cried for the first 45 minutes when he got the word that he was going to have a chance at the National Basketball Association.
You know, I feel like, I don't know if this is a reach, but listen, I mean, you look at his game. And you look at the athleticism in his game, right? You look at the athleticism in his game, the elusiveness when the ball's in his hands, the spin moves, and how he's able to just contort his body in midair. There's a little bit of AI in there. Might be a reach, but I see it. I see the vision.
Oh, he's got 6 points so far. Here's Davian Dunn-Martin. Trying to jumpstart this offense for Saskatoon. Looking inside. 5 on the shot clock. Dunn-Martin pocket pick. Tynes back the other way. The steal and the score. Tynes lays it in. The ends going nuts, and a timeout on the floor.
Tynes with his 3rd steal of the game. Already making a case for CEBL Defensive Player of the Year. That's his early bid. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this replay. Right here. Tynes. Silence. Patience. Drives to the rim. And converts. We'll be back after this.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back to the Pan Am Center where the Shooting Stars lead. In case you missed it on Tuesday, Miles Powell went scorched earth, dropping a franchise record 41 points, including the game-winning shot and target score time, a 3-point dagger to finish it. Now, I asked him before this game how regular that is for him. He said, I was basically averaging that when I was overseas. And guys, he might be right. He's averaged 35 points in the Filipino League. He averaged 30 in the Chinese Basketball League. He had 11 games of 40-plus points, including 2 50-point games. Now, as far as the game winner goes, I asked him when the last time he hit one. He said it was 2023, and he actually pulled up his phone and showed me that shot. It was very similar to what he hit on Tuesday, a fadeaway from 3 to knock down the game, and basically safe to say He's not new to this. He's a very, very regular game for Myles Powell. Guys?
Good stuff, S. Thank you. Just casual from Myles Powell.
He does this.
Gets caught up there at center floor. Here's Fuller, knocked down a 3 moments ago. Trying to go to work from behind the arc again. Fuller launches and count the bucket. How about 4?
Beautiful play from Fuller. Listen, Javon Johnson was all over him on defense. Hand in there. We'll take a look at this replay. Hand in there. Look at this, Javon Johnson. Patient. Comes over the switch. Hand in there. Foul. And of course, that fadeaway gives Fuller the space to get that 3 up, and he converts for the, would have been a 4-point play, but he missed the free throw.
Almost. The fans here on school day game, they're really letting them have it. Driving inside. Bediako off the miss, grabs the rebound, drops it through.
Charles Bediako, listen, 7 foot tall. You can't teach height. The good thing about him, he's athletic, he's tall, he's long, and he can clean up down low for you, and that's exactly what he just did right there.
Townsend coming off a G League season with the Salt Lake Stars, pushing inside. A good board there. That one was pulled down by Sims.
And great defense from Bediako down low, being patient, not fouling, giving Townsend some problems.
Powell, former Jerry West Award winner, loses control, goes out of bounds, as we will have subs coming into the game for the Mamba.
And early on, you see that Dunn-Martin versus Powell matchup right on the offensive defensive end. Dunn-Martin's coming out, but you're going to get a look at that matchup again as we progress throughout this game. These two stars will go at it at certain parts of this game. Look out for that matchup.
So the recently checked in Mohamed Mahadi doing the ball handling. Here's Williams up top. Jalen Williams into the ball game and into the hoop.
Hey, that's what has to happen. Listen, if the defense is giving you space and telling you to shoot it, you got to take the shot. But if you're going to take the shot, make sure you finish.
Here's Powell. He's double teamed, lost control, goes out of bounds, but it'll stay down at this end of the floor.
You see it, they're starting to double team Powell now. They know he's lethal, they know he's elusive, right? So you want to trap him in the corner, do whatever you can to force some pressure and force the ball to his hands. Frank Mitchell, number 00, just checked into the game. He's going to be a big presence down low.
Double-doubles in both games so far for Mitchell. He was out shooting before the game, having some fun with his teammates. Here's Powell, 3-ball, get used to it.
And you see some chirping from Powell right after the 3. This game's getting a little emotional. Big shot from Powell, continuing his 3-point success today that he started on Tuesday.
The crowd serenading their star. Kids loving it. Williams 3. And Tynes has been all over the court. He's got those steals, he's got a rebound, and almost had a turnover there.
Listen, if Tynes wants to, he can finish today with a double-double and just rebounds and steals. If he really, really wants to, I feel like he can go for it.
Off the sideline inbound, it will be Tynes to toss the ball in. You know, it makes sense, too. He was a back-to-back American East Defensive Player of the Year in college at Maine. Well, the Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max. So it looks like Myles Powell just received a technical foul.
Yeah, there was some talking after that 3 that he hit, and the talking just continued. Right? Again, you got to keep the emotions in check.
But that's the thing you like about this guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, people always say no puppy, just a dog. This guy is the definition of a bulldog.
He's a dog, right? And I think, you know what? Listen, I feel like he matches the aura of Scarborough, right? I think Scarborough's a market where you want to bring in guys that match the aura and the community and the grit that exists in this part of Toronto, right? And he's one of those guys that really embodies that. Guys like him, guys like Frank Mitchell, those are the guys that you want representing not only this team, but this city as well.
So the free throw at the other end on the technical from Gordon was no good. 10 seconds on the shot clock, other end of the floor now. Here's Tynes trying to weave inside. Tough shot if it goes, can't get it. Mitchell was lurking in the key. Instead, the Mamba will push back the other way. Nice hesitation there from Gordon. Blows by his man. Oh, you couldn't draw it up better.
What a take. What a take. Gordon brings the ball up court. Sims is all over him. Gives him a move. Blows by him. Let's look at the replay right here. Again, look at him bringing the ball up. Sims is right there. Gives him a move. Hezzy right around him. Up with the left. And the finish.
A little stick shift driving there, eh? Switching gears pretty quick.
Beautiful finish.
So Gordon back at the line. Chance to tie the game here if he can hit. And again, he misses.
Frank the Tank comes down with the rebound.
Pushing back the other way, up, and how about a three-point play at the other end of the floor? Akor dumps it through.
And you're starting to see Akor again. You're starting to see the athleticism of this Scarborough team. They got athletes for days. Look at the last play right here. Off the rebound, Frank Mitchell brings it down, pushes that ball to Tynes to Uat, all the way down, and Uat finish with the contact at the rim. You're starting to see the athleticism of this team early. They got athletes for days, and this is where you gotta, again, if you're Saskatoon, you gotta slow down the momentum of the game. You don't want it to get too out of hand. You don't want it to get too fast, because the Scarborough Shooting Stars thrive when the game is fast.
That was 2 dribbles too from end to end.
2 dribbles. It's giving Klay Thompson 2018.
Here's Namir Chaplin. He works his way inside. Second chance, no good, and parked right in the middle of the key was Mitchell. Johnson, a lot of contact, no call. He's stuck now, and he turns it over. Mamba struggling to decide who wants the ball here, and it makes its way right into the hands of Mitchell, and he was fouled on the way up. Bucket will not count. Oh, Frank was really close there, Deshaun, to a pretty big dunk.
He was close to the poster. I thought we were going to have a new poster. I was about to put another poster up in my room, but listen. Let's look at the replay here. So much scrambling, right? Gordon came down with the steal, and Uat gets in there, gives it to Frank. Foul, but, you know, again, great sequence from Scarborough on defense.
First free throw no good from Mitchell. Well, follow at CEB League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Boy, what a great start to the season, too. A lot of heavy favorites that people are thinking might go all the way. One of those teams, Brampton, a new revamped squad there just down the street.
Revamped under some new ownership. Some new ownership, right? Mark Cuban coming in as a part owner of the team and looking to help rebuild that team into a contender. And I think we're hearing that he's going to have a lot of like hands-on action in how that team grows going forward.
Yeah, this East is very pesky. Williams pesky from deep, another 3.
And Williams 2 for 3 from 3 now, again showing his presence down low from the perimeter early.
Here's Mitchell pressing inside, and an offensive foul is called. So the big man drops the shoulder, and it'll go the other way.
And listen, Frank Mitchell's a little surprised about that call, but we saw the shoulder. I think we all saw the shoulder, right? He's one of them guys. He's a big body, right? He's a little aggressive, establishing his presence down there. Let's take a look at that again. Boom, you see the shoulder right there. Threw him back.
There's Mitchell fighting for the rebound on the defensive end. He's got it. That's his 4th board of the contest. Now he wants to go to work. Big man puts it on the floor and then turns it over.
Threw an interception.
Ball up top. Kareem Manet able to grab the loose. He's got it again now. 10 on the shot clock, into the corner. 3-ball, Chaplin, good. And just like that, the Mamba have the lead.
Amazing perseverance by Saskatoon on that possession. Scarborough was very, very antsy on defense.
That one goes out of bounds. Officials looking at one another, and the Scarborough basketball as Dunn Martin will check back in.
And let's take a look at this again. Look how antsy Scarborough is on defense, getting their hands in there. And of course, the 3 from the corner. Fuller's able to convert on that, but again, Scarborough extremely aggressive all over the ball on the defensive end.
Mamba 5 of 6 from deep to start. Here's Tynes. Flips it across the floor. 3-ball in and out. Mitchell, big board, goes up and blocked down low. Williams got a piece of it. And the follow-up is a foul drawn by Trey Thomas.
And I think Williams will take that foul. He'll take that foul. Let's take a look at that again. The 3 goes up, Mitchell comes down, and Williams meets him at the rim. And Williams, listen, he's establishing his presence from 3, but also establishing his presence down low. He is challenging Frank Mitchell, coming up with those blocks, challenging him on the rebounds. He's doing his job down low and from 3.
Cal Tire's proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. You know, Thomas has an interesting record, too. Of course, he played at Bowling Green, but he went to Crestwood Prep for high school. He's got the national prep record, 52 points in a game.
53. That's serious, right? We talking 53. That's serious.
What do we call that? Miles Powell numbers?
That might be. I mean, might be. I mean, that's Miles Powell territory. I think we can call it that.
Here's Williams, fires cross court. Manet driving inside, switches hands midair.
Big Frank Mitchell there to contest the shot. Oh.
Kobe Lamb, that one was obvious. Gets called for the carry.
Yeah, you could have saw that from the VIP suites up there, huh?
Normally when you and I both stop talking, that's when we realize something just went wrong on the floor. Inside, 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Dunmartin's trying to find his stroke on offense, and instead, it's down low. Williams, another bucket.
And I like that. That was very unselfish from Dunmartin. Doesn't take the three, instead sees the mismatch down low and gives it to Williams for the two.
Williams a team high 8, driving inside. Unselfish play there. That was Thomas driving inside. Williams pulls up, pops, and knocks. This guy is on fire.
I think that's a heat check. That's his third three of the day. It's only the first quarter. He has heated up. Williams in this first quarter is doing his job.
Just draws an offensive foul on Mitchell. So Williams and Mitchell have been going back and forth. Mitchell with a couple of words for this Mamba defense. So Mitchell with his second personal, he'll head to the bench here, but what a good job here by Williams disrupting the flow.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, like disrupting the flow, right? And again, he's playing the emotional game too. He's playing the mind games, right? They're jawing at him, he's jawing back, but the difference is he's doing his job.
Dunmartin passes, 3-ball, no good. And a foul called down low. It's against the Mamba. So shots for the Shooting Stars down the other end, courtesy of the bonus.
And, you know, they took out Frank Mitchell. They subbed in Bediako. And again, the good thing about Bediako is, again, 7 feet. You can't teach size. He's long, he's athletic. But also, you got to regain, you got to regain a win in the paint. They're losing the paint battle right now on Scarborough's end. And so you need to grab some rebounds. You need to dominate the boards. And you need to finish some layups, really and truly. So bring in Bediako, regain the flow of the game down low and try to see if you can, get back this lead. It's a close game right now. It's not out of hand, but you want to reestablish your presence in the paint.
Bediako, the Brampton native, floated around the G League, last played with the Motor City Cruise. He's been good to start the season, 10 points per game as well. So they'll need him to do his job on offense in order to pull out a win here this morning. Tied back up at 27. Lene kicks into the corner. Here's Townsend, going to try his luck inside, and he fired that into the second row, so the Mamba were on different pages there.
And Townsend had a mismatch there with Kobe Lamb on him. Townsend's a much bigger body than Lamb, and I think he should have just put his shoulder down and kind of, committed to the rim a little bit more. He settled for the pass, obviously went out of bounds, but listen, when you have a mismatch, take it. Take it. You might get fouled, you might go to the line, you might convert on your two, you might get a three-point play, who knows, but take that opportunity when it comes.
Powell checked into the game a moment ago, sets a screen up top for Thomas. He thought about it, it's deep, and it's off the mark.
Hesitated a little bit before that, should have committed to that shot.
Dunmartin still sitting on a single point, hesitates, drives, ball is poked up a couple of times. Powell left wide open. Right down Main Street, Powell tucks with the right, drops it through.
Yeah, I think there was a defensive miscommunication on that. What a take by Powell. But there was nobody, like you said, there was nobody guarding him. Nobody guarding him down the lane. He saw the lane, took it, came with force. Let's take a look at that last play from Danny G, racked up by Danny G, and listen, no one's there. Powell sees the lane. He drives, gets contact at the rim, and he finishes, right? And he gives a little flex at the end right there. A little flex at the end, right?
I'll tell you, these kids are going to be standing all game if Powell keeps this up.
I agree. They're going to be standing all, they might be tired. It might be bedtime for them at 2 p.m., right?
Oh, there we go, refueling at the free throw line. What an awesome chance this is for kids to come out and watch Canada's Pro Basketball League put on a show. Powell, free throw is good, so he converts the three-point play, gives Scarborough a 3-point lead with 60 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mapinomi, Deshaun Stevens, Esperahini, thanks for joining us. Driving down the lane, tucking it and sneaking it through, Chaplin.
Oh, Chaplin dices two defenders, gets to the rim, avoids contact, beautiful finish.
Thomas. Guarded by Dunmartin on the mismatch now. Powell's looking inside, waiting for the screen to come. Bediako was open for a split second. Powell gets the return. 3 seconds on the clock. Powell fires. And fighting for it there, goes out of bounds. Phoenix Wise had to go off his arm, so it'll be Mamba ball, shot clock off, 22 seconds to go in the quarter.
Yeah, the Scarborough shooting stars, they were slowing down the pace a little bit, trying to play some pick and roll action with Powell and Bediako. You know, this is a team, again, they thrive when the pace is high, right? But when the game slows down, that's where you start to see the flaws. Again, this is a team that's new. They're completely new to the league. They're learning the flow of the game. New head coach. Not really going to work.
Dunbarton's had a number of big shots in his career, but he won't get one off this time. Oh, what a slam to beat the buzzer. Bediako dropping the hammer. Bediako had the lane, and now he's got the highlight. The big man throwing it down to close out the first quarter.
Big way to end the first quarter. Again, fast pace, aggressive. Look at this. Athletic finish. We'll look at some of the highlights. The flex, right? The finish, the steal. We'll be back after this. Get ready for the second quarter.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster juice. Fuel for what's next.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it goes. Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian news. Two hands. Oh, what a block from behind.
Back in the ends, the Scarborough Shooting Stars 32, the Saskatoon Mamba 29 after one quarter of play. Mapanoni alongside Deshaun Stevens. Well, Deshaun, that first quarter, Miles Powell was as advertised.
Yeah, Miles Powell is doing everything right. 12 points to start the first quarter, one of his best starts of the season, but most importantly, he's hitting his shots and he's playing smart, responsible basketball. He's not turning the ball over. He's making his threes. He's making good reads on defense, coming up with steals. He is doing everything right that this team needs him to in the first quarter.
Powell on the floor to start the second. It is a madhouse in here right now. T-shirts going into the stands here.
I want one.
Kids are fighting each other for these shirts. Why not? Memorabilia here. The merch is awesome. Here's Dunbarton. Held with just a single point in the opening quarter. Three ball, Gordon, deep and good.
And what they're doing is, listen, they're doubling Tavian Dunbarton. They're forcing the ball out of his hands, but he's doing a good job of finding his teammates. Cross-court pass over to Gordon, and he converts on the three. Amazing decision by Dunbarton. Great find.
Tied back up. Putting his head down and driving was Uot, so he'll head to the line now. You know, it's interesting watching the kids, too. They were here so early. And it was loud in here, and they were sitting, and I'm thinking, well, we have 30 minutes until the game starts. What are these kids going to do? They're running around in the stands. They're interacting. And you know, one of the best parts about crossing over with different schools, because, of course, 17 different schools, as we mentioned, but getting to see your buddies from other schools.
Yeah,
that's always fun.
I think it's a party. Right?
That was always my favorite memory from these trips.
It's a party. It's a party. And you know what? You mentioned they were here early. When I got here, I thought we were late because they were here so early. I was like, did the game start already?
There's some artwork. I like that sign. That's right behind us.
I like that.
Well, the kids getting creative. They see themselves up top on the screen, and Love it. Here's Gordon stepping back. Jimmy is good.
Back-to-back threes from Gordon, and he's feeling himself now. I don't know if that qualifies as a heat check, but he's feeling himself down low, converting on 2 threes on back-to-back possessions.
Burners are up. He's got 9 points. Rod driving inside. Tough shot, and he hits the too small.
The athleticism from Okoye Uwad again, he being able to just contort himself in midair, go up with the right hand, and finish around the defender.
Gordon again, a lot of traffic, swatted. Bediako got fingertips on it. Gordon will try, and it's money. Another three-pointer.
Heat check, 3rd 3 in a row. Gordon is heating up and keeping the Saskatoon Mamba in this game.
And a foul call. Powell pops up quick here. As he gets grabbed by his teammates, so.
I think that was Gordon. I gave him a little. Let's take a look at Okoye Uwad's last bucket again. Comes in. And look at the athleticism here, ladies and gentlemen. He gets the pass, drives baseline, goes up around Townsend with the contact, wasn't called, but with the contact, and pulls that too small celebration to let them know, you too small, you can't guard me.
That one's always in style. I always thought there were new things coming. It's like a catalog. Get up through the pages, see the new celebrations.
Listen, too small is forever, man. Too small is forever.
As we get set for free throws, New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys today by visiting CEBL.ca. You know, this is the perfect time to ask you. This Mamba rebrand, they have new uniforms on right now. What's your thought on this? You're a big fashion guy. You and S run the show here on the fashion front.
Listen, I'm a fashion guy, self-proclaimed, but I will say I'm also an art guy, and I like these jerseys. I think they're very artistic. You know, this is no, seriously, like this is art. It's futuristic art. This is a good collector's item jersey. Like I would get one of these jerseys and I would like frame it or something. Like it's just as good as like a I don't want to say Mona Lisa, but like it's just as good as a painting. No, seriously, I like these jerseys. I really like these jerseys. I love what they went with on the design. I love the numbering and the number font.
Fuller likes that move right there. He drives. It's a mix of green and purple, a little black in there too.
I like it.
Here's Powell. Don Martin looking up court. Fuller wanted it. Don Martin now goes inside, and the alley-oop slam was intended for Fuller, but he couldn't finish.
That would have been a work of art if he finished. That would have been a work of art.
Kicked into the corner. Wide open, Phoenix Wise in front of his own bench. And right there to clean it up again, it's Ua.
And you know what? You can't teach size. Ua with the bucket, but Bediako with the tip that led to the bucket, right? Bediako down there winning the paint battle. Let's take a look at this again. Look at this, Thomas. Phoenix Wise with the shot, goes up. Look at this, Bediako with the tip and the finish. We'll be right back after this break.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Welcome back to Scarborough here at the Pan Am Center, where the Shooting Stars lead. And as you guys have heard, yes, it is a school day game. There are a lot of kids here repping their schools. The 17 schools from the East End, all here enjoying their time. They also had a school day game on Tuesday. It was loud, it was a ruckus. These kids are ready to play. You guys having fun? All right, you guys heard him. Guys, back to you.
Who said it yesterday, or the other day? Was it you or Rod that said S looked like a teacher?
It was Rod.
Is it Rod?
Hold on, S, didn't you promise all those kids you'd buy them Jamaican beef patties for lunch? I believe that's what you promised them, right?
They ran out of patties.
He's reaching for his wallet. Oh, now he's running. He's leaving the gym. Oh, man. Kids fired up for some second quarter action here. 1 point lead for the Shooting Stars. Defensive stop for Scarborough. Here's Powell. Decides to pull things back out. Sims up top, looking to hand off. Looking for anyone. It's Uot, goes back inside to Sims, and he was held there. Foul will be on Chaplin.
And great job by Saskatoon on the defensive end. Again, just locking in, settling down, staying on their men, staying on their assignments, right, and being able to slow down the pace of this game. The key to beating the Scarborough team is slowing down the pace, not letting the game get out of hand. Let them dribble out the ball, let the play unfold.
Here's Tynes, had his pocket picked. Fuller couldn't quite handle it. He dishes off, and an easy bucket inside. Elevating was Williams.
Of course it's Williams. Comes back and continues where he left off. But again, Saskatoon, defensive end, let the game slow down. Lock in on your assignments. The opportunities will present themselves.
13 points for Williams. He only trails Powell for the game high, who's got 14. And we have a foul called on the Mamba, as Johnson will come in here for Scarborough.
And I think Saskatoon will take that foul, because what it's doing is it's kind of diminishing the momentum that Scarborough once had early on in this game, right? And if you can take away that momentum and you let them try to play out each possession and play fundamental basketball, this is where you can really take advantage of their youth, really and truly.
There's Sims calling the ISO, wants everybody to clear out. Goes baseline and kicks, and pocket picked again. Bahati trying to go coast to coast, pretty stuff.
Great discipline by Mahadi on the defensive end. He's able to lock in, come up with a steal, and then finish at the rim through contact.
Powell deep. He has struggled from the land beyond to start here. That goes out of bounds, and Tyrell Vernon wants a timeout on the court.
And let's take a look. Look at this, Mahadi defense right there with the steal. Comes through, drives with the hezzy, puts it up, and finishes. That's what you want. Great defense translates into successful offense. Great job by Madadi.
Now, that's one of the things about this Mamba team that we've seen in their opening 3 games. I mean, you could look at the record and say, well, they don't have a win, so they must not be playing well. Well, they do play well. They give up a lot of points, but they score a lot, and it's flashes like that where you look and say, well, maybe this team does have an identity, and it's guys like that, the role players, that can fill in.
Absolutely. Listen, if you're a team that's struggling to win, at the very least, you want to see flashes of success. That's what you want, and at least it shows there's something there to work with.
Lotto Max now gives you even more chances to win with new prizes of $100,000 every draw. Get your Lotto Max ticket today. Must be 18 plus. So this Mamba rebrand, they're certainly trying to find their stroke on the offensive end. There's first-year head coach Isaiah Fox in his first season with the team, and he's got them shooting the ball pretty well.
Yeah, shooting the ball pretty well. I think, listen, here's what it's about. It's about finding the right man. I think Scarborough's just very disciplined on defense. They're forcing the ball out of Tavian Dunmartin's hands, and Tavian Dunmartin is doing his job by finding the people around him, and they're finishing. Williams has had a great game from 3. Gordon's had a great game. Mahadi's done his job. It's about the supporting cast, right? I think we talk so much about Tavian Dunmartin, but what about the besties? What about the people around him, right? And it takes a team to win, and I think we're seeing glimpses of those other pieces today, making a name for themselves. Again, this is a team that, although they've lost all their games, like you said, there's flashes, right? I think now it's about consistency, packaging it together, and then of course we'll see how they finish. But something's there with Saskatoon, right? They're not. It's early in the season. They're down, but they're not out. And I think this team has a great attitude so far in this game.
Shooting 61% from the field so far, 89% from 3. They're 8 of 9 from deep. So everything has worked well on the offensive end for Saskatoon to start. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ball inside, Fuller fading, yes!
Oh, that's a big basket by Townsend. Listen, Frank the Tank, Frank Mitchell was all over him, and you know, to go up with that floater over Frank Mitchell's length, finish, big basket emotionally.
Townsend now with 4, Mitchell inside, and an offensive foul called. Mitchell tagged with his 3rd personal, and all he can do is smile.
But listen, look at this. They give it to Mitchell. Look at Mahadi, Comes down, plants his feet, establishes himself. So smart. He knows Frank Mitchell is gonna be a little fast, a little out of control. Mahadi gets in there, and he's a little man, by the way, compared to Frank Mitchell, right? So taking that charge, not the easiest thing to do.
Mitchell has 8 inches on him. That's certainly a big body. Williams, everything dropping for this guy, looks to the hand again.
Williams getting the job done.
Largest lead of the game for either team, 7 points now for Saskatoon. Nice fake there by Bediako, goes to the strong side.
Can't teach height athleticism. Bediako being very consistent and trustworthy down low today for Scarborough.
Mahadi trying to plan his next move. He's double teamed. Bediako got a hand on it. Ball is loose.
Can't teach height.
Here's Sims. Nice kick out. Corner 3. In and out. Sims on the offensive. Up with the right. And he cleans it up.
I like how Scarborough, after the steal, just tried to move the ball in transition and convert immediately. They didn't want the play to play itself out. They know once the pace slows down, that's where their weakness is. Keep the pace high and score and attack immediately.
With 4-0 run here for Scarborough. Rebound pulled down by Johnson.
Great defense.
Trying to kick it into a different gear. Instead, it's another turnover. Mamba back the other way. In transition. Couldn't hit it. Second shot attempt there. That was Fuller, and he's fouled, so he'll head to the strike.
And I like how Fuller was there. Mahadi obviously came with the steal and, drove to the basket, but Fuller was there to clean up and give another second chance opportunity. Sims had a great day today. He had a great start to this game. And look at this, early on, Sims with the rebound, second chance, goes up, hit a great start to today for scoring, Scarborough's first 6 points, right? And they're gonna look to him today to really be what complements Powell trying to pick up this win. Sims is gonna be huge. Didn't play on Tuesday, back today, and he's already had a big impact on this game.
Fuller at the line, product of Long Island University. That might sound familiar to you basketball fanatics. LIU was the team that made the tournament this year. They went viral for that clip, fins up. Let me see it. Let me see your fins up. Let me see your fins up.
You want me to do the fins up? Nah, I want to see you do the fins up.
Fuller converts. So he led LIU in scoring and rebounding per game. So he had his fins up. I'm not going to do fins up because the kids are going to think it's Baby Shark or something, and then the place will go nuts.
Get the whole arena doing fins up.
Johnson's 3 ball off the mark. 4 minutes to go in the half. Fuller trying to go to work. Fuller, tough shot, didn't get the call, wanted it.
Great defense by Tynes on the initial possession.
Here's Tynes. Driving, kicking into the corner. Uat drove, couldn't get the home roll. Lead stays at 5 for the Mamba. Gordon driving, hesitates. And we've got 2 shooting stars fighting for the rebound there. Well, the highlight was there, but the execution wasn't, as Tynes tossed the alley-oop pass out of bounds, and all head coach Tyrell Vernon can do is tell everybody, keep going, keep going.
We all saw the vision.
Yeah.
We all saw the vision. Tynes put a little bit too much juice on that, though. A little bit too much juice.
Dunn-Martin. Here's Gordon again on the perimeter. Fuller trying to go baseline, bodying inside. That one goes out of bounds, but a foul is called. And a technical foul called as well. We'll do the laundry here and figure out what comes out of this. So it's a foul. So a personal foul on Uat, and then a technical foul on Fuller. So personal on Scarborough, technical on the Mamba.
You know, prior to that technical, I'll say Fuller did a great job of being brave and just driving to the basket, right? I think you got Bediako down there, you got Sims down there, you got Uat down there. Those are all near 7-foot guys, right? And he drove to the basket and went up strong, got fouled. That's what you want, right? You know, get to the basket and give yourself a chance. If you get fouled, you get to go to the line, great.
Fuller making dinner plans with the official there. Probably not. And maybe an early dinner, maybe lunch. How's that?
Yeah.
What did you say, patties up here?
Yes, patty and cocoa bread. Apparently there's no cocoa bread, but patties, Jamaican beef patties.
If we know, if they're both missing, the official and Fuller, we know where they are. As Fuller knocks down the first free throw. Finn's up on this one. I want to see you do it once. I want to see you do it once. Second free throw also good. Fuller with a little chest bump there for Uat, and Uat with a smile. Two of them going back and forth as the Shooting Stars and Mamba jostle here in the second. 6-point lead for Saskatoon. Tynes, nice pass, perhaps a little too low. Bediako kicks it out of bounds.
And I love the discipline by Saskatoon on defense. Again, they're slowing the game down. They are staying on their assignments. They are forcing Scarborough to move the ball, make mistakes, and expose the youth of the Scarborough Shooting Stars. I love it. I love what I'm seeing from Saskatoon early on and taking control of this game.
Keep an eye on Gordon on the offensive end here. He just took some direct orders from the bench. Instead, Fuller calls his own number. And Sims goes between the legs, and the big fella's going to carry the ball down the court. Here's Sims. Oh, my goodness! Almost had another highlight, and instead rolls around the rim, and Bediako's got to be careful here. He's fired up after that foul was called.
On that possession, you saw the versatility of Sims, right? I mean, he's a guy that can play down low, but listen, man, when he has the ball in his hands, he can do anything he wants, right? You saw the tween spin move between the legs, get to the basket, didn't finish, but it just goes to show how versatile Sims really is when he has that ball in his hands.
Bediako, some experience in the G League. Had his contract with the Austin Spurs turned into a two-way, but then tore his meniscus. That's the tough reality of sports here. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't, and often when it doesn't, it's a pretty significant blow on the injury front.
Yeah, Bediako really just trying to find his groove. I think he's had some injuries over the years, but he's still young, still athletic, still a lot of juice and potential, and I think he's just looking for a place to settle down and really show his potential, really truly.
Anytime you can have a 7-foot player on the court.
I'll take it, 10 out of 10 times.
Take it. Here's Dunmartin. Gordon this time, shot fake. Dunmartin, he needs a bucket. Well off the mark. Ball is loose, Tynes fighting for it. Gordon in the mix, shot clock goes off. Officials looking at one another, and they determine it's a shot clock violation. Head coach Fox is in the sideline official's ear. That's Chris Buccello who's hearing it.
Tavian Damon looks like he's favoring his, his leg on that last play. Might have got a little Charlie horse.
Yeah.
You know, my question is, Saskatoon's winning right now by 5. Tavian Dunmartin has not scored. What's going to happen? Where he has won. What's going to happen when he gets going?
As the official indicates, inadvertent whistle, so it'll be white ball out of possession. But like you said, Dunmartin, 1 point. I mean, he hasn't clicked yet, and they're +5 right now.
What's going to happen if he does get going? How is Scarborough going to deal with that? Because Williams is doing his job, Fuller's doing his job, Townsend's doing his job down low. What's going to happen when their starts putting up points as well?
Johnson shot fake, takes a couple of steps inside the 3-point line. That one's pulled down, Fuller. Here's Townsend. Trying the jet sweep inside. Fuller. Fading away, it's a tough shot. And we have a foul down low before the shot. The rebound was pulled down by Easton Tim. And that foul will be on Bediako.
Easton Tim, University of Saskatchewan product, great youth sports player over the years, Canada West All-Star, and staying in the province, and being with the Saskatoon Mamba. And I think, the cool thing about, CEBL is tapping into that youth sports market, tapping into that Canadian university sports market, and giving these youth sports players a professional pipeline directly in their country and creating so many opportunities, so many jobs. It's a great thing about the CEBL. I love it.
Sahadi, another USask product on the court. The two here trying to connect. Dunmartin lost control, goes into the backcourt. Tynes chased up with the left, making it look easy. Kellen Tynes cruising like he's back home in Nova Scotia. Plenty of flow from the crafty guard. Here's Gordon, baseline, tosses it up. How about another? DeJuan Gordon having his way in the ends.
What a finish by DeJuan Gordon, especially again. The emotions are so high. You had a steal and a score. Let's take a look at this. DeJuan Gordon drives around and finishes on the left side with his right hand with contact. Real big bucket right there to kind of just, again, quiet this crowd, silence the crowd, and continue your momentum.
Gordon hits the free throw. He's got 15 now, tied with his teammate Jalen Williams for the game high. Final 60 seconds of the half. 6-point lead for Saskatoon. Here's Powell back in the game. Trying to set the screen. Sims moving inside, tucks it, drops it.
Beautiful finish. Beautiful finish by Sims. Floated in there for a little bit.
Yeah, that was seamless. Dunmartin thought about the shot, instead he kicks. Williams, these guys might never miss again.
The heat check continues for Williams, again from downtown. He's money today.
Williams has 18, the Mamba have a steal. Shot clock and game clock, 2-second difference. Here's Dunmartin, launches, no good. And it's pulled down by Johnson. Shot clock now off, final 10 seconds of the half. 7-point lead for the Mamba. Shooting Stars would love a bucket. Here's Powell. Came off the bench moments ago, trying to shake his man in the corner. Off the back rim. Dunmartin came down with it, and that's how the half will come to a close. So a tough possession there to end, Sean.
What a way to end that quarter. Saskatoon continuing their success from three, continuing to play great defense. You saw Powell, he went for another buzzer beater from the exact same spot that he hit that end of half buzzer beater over on Tuesday. And again, Saskatoon wasn't having any of it. Great first half by the Mamba as they search for their first win of the season.
Well, they certainly look rejuvenated and ready to compete in the second half, but to recap the first half, it was all Mamba, and we're going to check in with S, who's standing by with DeJuan Gordon.
DeJuan, 15 points for you in that first half, going absolutely lights out from three. What's allowing you to get off to a good start?
Just my team believing in my coaches. Being able to display my talents out here is a great thing.
What do you guys have to do to get this done in the second half?
Just continue to play together, continue to listen to the coaching staff. And as long as we do that, we can battle. We can win this game.
All right, thank you, DeJuan. Appreciate it. Guys, back to you.
DeJuan Gordon, 15 points on 75% from the field. He was on fire.
He had his way. He did what he needed to do, and he's one of the people that are stepping up as Tavian Dunmartin kind of struggles. So great to see that. It's a win by committee type of vibe today for the Mamba.
7-point lead halfway through for the Mamba over the Shooting Stars. We've got 2 more quarters and plenty of excitement coming your way. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
See what the strategy, the tact is now. You got to think that they'll be pressuring ball on Powell and Teddy Allen. Powell gets the ball, gets it back, and knocks it down, and jaws that Winnipeg bench.
Here we go. Winnipeg wanting to slow down the pace now. Scarborough's been off to a good start.
McGowan's over the big body.
What a take.
Kellen Tynes. Nice crossover. Tynes driving and swatted by the human fly swatter. Great defender. What a pick by Tillman. McGowan's. Frank Mitchell with the block.
Again, the patience by Frank Mitchell. Not to foul.
Again. 3-ball. Open 3. Miles does it again. I think you take what you give you. If Miles Powell gets it, anything will go. And a giveaway. That's not what you wanted. Now Teddy Allen, coast to coast. Allen, tip back drill, and Teddy Allen ties the game. Looking to win this thing. Looking to end this thing. Deep 3 for the win. No rebound. Shooting stars. Powell again. Again. He got it. He did it. Oh my goodness, what a finish. Miles Powell has won it for the Shooting Stars. Teams now, and you know the name Miles Powell. Wow.
Miles Powell took that shot, missed it, and you out with the amazing rebound, gets it back to Powell, and listen, he took actions into his own hands, said, I'm hitting this shot today.
During their last game against Brampton, and hopefully this time they finish with a win.
Spinning move from Long, big block by Fudge. Persons driving the court, kicks it out. Kayo over to Warren's in the corner. Warren's corner 3.
Each possession is so important. Jackson's 3 that he just took the possession before was not necessarily the better decision, now considering that Niagara was able to go in fast break to find a
Smart. Trying to drive, gets it over to Fudge. Fudge trying to just tap it in. That's going to count. Cleveland takes a 3, looking to ice it, just misses. Rebound by Jackson. Jackson blocked there by Long. Gets it again. They still have Jackson underneath the bottom of the basket, and the River Lions grab possession. Cleveland takes a 3, looking to ice it, just misses. Rebound by Jackson. Jackson blocked there by Long. Gets it again. They still have Jackson underneath the bottom of the basket, and the River Lions grab possession. Smart, one-on-one with Kennedy. Good to see him back in the game here. Looking good on his leg. Smart to Cleveland. Cleveland, 6 on the shot clock, down low for Jackson, off the glass and in. Need points, need a 3 on the possession. Chicano. Long for 3. Long just misses. The first, the bouncer just goes in. To Smart. Smart down low for Fudge. Fudge trying to end it, and does! Capping off a fantastic game. Alex Fudge wins it for the Blackjacks and sends this crowd home happy on this Victoria Day long weekend. Phenomenal game, not only offensively but defensively. And he wanted to end it with a slam. We see he had a few slams throughout the game there today, but made a smart.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
CA.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
The Toronto Pan Am Center in Scarborough, the site of this morning CEBL matchup between the Shooting Stars and Mamba. Saskatoon up 7 after 1 half of play. And these kids, they're up 2. Pumped up, ready to go and raring for a second half of play. But before, kids, we got to take care of some business. I'm Matt Bonomi, alongside Deshaun Stevens. Esper Haney, the third member of our team. Es was just up there with the kids a minute ago. He was having fun. We also had some fun because that was an exciting half of basketball for the Mamba. Jalen Williams was absolutely electric. He was hitting from everywhere, Deshaun. And Scarborough's got to find a way to stop that in the second half.
Yeah, in a game where Tavian Dunn-Martin has had a pretty quiet first half, Jalen Williams has stepped up and he's done his job. 100% from the field today, 3 for 3 from the field, and of course, 4 for 5 from 3. Getting it done from the perimeter, getting it done from the field. He's winning the mental game, not a lot of fouls, and he's battling with Frank Mitchell down low. He's done it all over the court today. He's doing an amazing job.
Those 18 points for Williams, a game high. On the other side of things, Miles Powell has been impressive for this Shooting Stars team. He's sitting at 14 points, which is a team high, but similar, like we said, to Tavian Dunn-Martin for Saskatoon, they need to find a way to kind of unlock Powell here and get him back to his, I say, regular form. 28 points in the opener, 41 the other day, but they really need that offensive production if they want to pull out a win here in the second half.
Yeah, Miles Powell, right now he's sitting at 14 points, as you mentioned, but remember, 12 points in the first quarter, only 2 points in the second half, so there were some defensive adjustments during that first intermission, and Scarborough's found a way to shut him down, get the ball out of his hands, force some steals, force some turnovers. So I think for Miles Powell, it's about finding his rhythm in the second half, turning the ball over less, and listen, he's taking shots, but he's got to make them if he wants to really lead this team to win. They're going to be relying on him. They cannot win a game today without Miles Powell playing great.
All right, let's take a look at the halftime stats. The field goal percentages out of this world right now. The three-point percentages, a little different story there. 69% for a Saskatoon team that shot 40% through their first 3 games. But that Scarborough side, you'd never want a single digit in that category.
Yeah, with all due respect to the Scarborough Shooting Stars, 9, you don't want to see that. Like you just said, you don't want to see that shooting from 3. And I think a big thing right here is 69% from 3 for Saskatoon. That is one of the best three-point percentage shooting performances that we might see all season from any team in the CEBL. Right now, they're hot from down deep.
And what's the key to that? Is 9% obviously is, as they say, not a sexy number, but is the key to just continue to shoot? I mean, they always say shooters shoot, but when you're struggling that much, should it be a different kind of game plan?
Oh, I think it's taking good shots. I think the big thing with Scarborough is they're forcing a lot of their shots, a lot of contested shots. They're not moving the ball around. They're not finding a lot of good looks. I think it's not settling for whatever you get. I think it's setting up some stuff and taking some more smarter shots, better decisions, putting yourself in a position to actually convert from down deep.
An exciting 2 quarters of basketball coming your way. The kids are still amped. We'll be back with second half action in just a moment. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
redtag.ca.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it's your host, Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian news. Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way. Cool. At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Minutes away from third quarter tip-off here at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center in Scarborough. Halfway through, the Mamba up 7 on the Shooting Stars. And, you know, Deshaun, we look at the stat sheet at halftime, and a couple things stand out, particularly the Shooting Star turnover number, 13, which is led to 18 points for the Mamba.
Yeah, again, and I think it's, for the Saskatoon Mamba, you want to slow down the pace of the game. This is a young team. A lot of them are new to the league, right? They're new to CEBL basketball, and so it's their first time playing together, right? And so you want to slow down the game and expose their youth early and allow them to naturally walk themselves into turnovers.
All right, let's take a look at the players to watch, see how they did in the first half of action. That was Miles Powell and Tavian Dunn-Martin.
Okay, so Tavian Dunn-Martin has 1 point, all right? And the Mamba are up by 7. What's going to happen if he gets hot? What's going to happen if he starts hitting shots? That's the big question that I'm going to have walking into the second half. You know, his supporting cast, Gordon, Fuller, Williams have gotten it done. But what's going to happen when number 8 gets it done as well?
All right, let's check back in with S, who's standing by with Mamba head coach Isaiah Fox.
All right, Coach, 18 points off turnovers for you guys. What is allowing you guys to turn defense into offense for you?
We're doing a great job getting back on defense. And then now our build out to our closeouts have done really good in the initial part of their offense. So 1, getting back, we got to continue to do that. 2, pack the paint. And then 3, make sure we're closing out the shooters the way we've been doing.
What's the message in the locker room to close out and get this win?
Continue to do some of the stuff we've been doing. Value the ball. And then number 2, let's make sure we keep our composure. It's a great atmosphere here. There's been a couple technical fouls on both teams. You know, we got to keep our composure, stay in the moment, stay present.
All right, thank you, Coach. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, S. Thank you, head coach Fox. Well, that was one of your things, too, right? Deshaun, keys to the game. Maintain your emotions.
Absolutely, maintain your emotions. This Scarborough team is gritty. This Scarborough team is hard. No, smash mouth, get in your face, right? They're going to try to egg you on. They're going to talk in your ear. They're going to hit a 3 and look at the bench. They are going to try to get you out of your element, right? Stay composed. Stay composed, right? Stay grown. Control yourself. Don't walk into those games, right? And there were a couple of texts in the first half. Williams was jawing back and forth. Williams got called for a couple fouls. He's getting his job done though. But again, they got to keep their head on their shoulders and understand that, listen, this is a game of 4 quarters or 3.5 plus target score time. There's a long way to go, right? And once we hit target score time, it's going to be an entirely new game, right? So we have the entire second half of basketball to play. They still got some players that need to get hot. They haven't figured it out just yet, but they're doing great through 2 quarters. And again, you know, keep it together, stay composed.
As Powell gets the talking to there, drawing up the second half game plan. You know, this is a Mamba team that's hungry too. They've missed the playoffs the last 3 years and 5 of the last 6 years, but they won a title in the league's inaugural year. But since then, it's kind of been back and forth for them. They've really struggled. So every game really means something to this franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. You just mentioned it. They were the inaugural CEBL champions, right? And you know, I think people remember back to 2019, and you remember moments of, you know, Shaq Keith, you know, on the court with the championship at home, right? And they're trying to get back there. And there's been a lot of great players that have come through this franchise, right? You talk about Tavian Dunn-Martin right now, but, you know, Teddy Allen had a stint there. Shaq Keith had a stint there. There's so many great players that have played for this franchise over the last number of years. They just haven't been able to get it right and get back to that glory. And I think now you're looking at a situation where it's like, man, this fan base is hungry. This fan base is hungry, and I think you see that attitude in the players as well, right? They're hungry. They want more than just a win. A win is a start, but they want more. And I think they got the right people. So we'll see if they can kind of pick up that win today, but I think this team is going to be okay this season. I think they're going to be good. They're in a good spot. Tough start, but they're going to be fine. I like what I see from these players. I like the mentality. I like the cohesion. I like how they support each other. They're going to be okay. This is going to be a team that puts up some wins this season and is competitive in this league.
What a good coach to lead them to. Head coach Fox, G League champ. He was a player development coach with the Lakers, so he knows what it takes to get to that next level. He was out here earlier in the warm-ups too, bodying guys. He was doing the whole.
He looks like he could play right now. he's got the full warm-up on him right now. I was like, is he gonna play? Like, is he gonna come out in a jersey too? If he really wants to, he could.
Time set to inbound. Sims on the floor. Bediako, Powell, and Johnson for Scarborough. Third quarter action underway here. Now Panomi, Deshaun Stevens, Esperahini, thanks for joining us in this school day game here. Trying for the quick bucket there on the quick hoop was Bediako. Johnson fires the three, and first points of the second half goes Scarborough's way.
They do want your second chance opportunities. It's the initial points, but made good on that offensive rebound and hit your shot.
So they were 1 for 11 in the first half from deep, but they're 1 of 1 in the second half.
Hey, it's a new ball game. It's a new ball game. Get that three-point percentage up now, eh?
Here's Townsend trying to spin around Sims. Good defense from 25 and White. Fading out of bounds. Could have been an over-the-back call, and there was a whistle there. It looked like it was a shot clock violation. Good defense there. Bediako standing his ground in the middle of the key.
Bediako doing his job down low, right? Establishing his presence in paint. But, great defense from Devon Johnson on ball, right? Being able to stay there, not fall for the hezzy, get your hand up. Great job.
Tynes, who was a pest on the defensive end in the first half, box at the shot, into the corner. Johnson is 2 for 2 from deep to start the third.
That three-point percentage is going up. It's going up, man. They're 2 for 2 from 3.
Quick 6-0 run to start here in favor of Scarborough. Dunmartin driving, had to send it to space to get it over top of the arms.
I like how Sims was disruptive on that.
Powell in transition, drops it through, and the Shooting Stars on top.
And the pace has increased. As you can see, the momentum is turning in the favor of Scarborough, and they're converting on their transition opportunities. Love to see it.
Townsend looking for an option. Inside 10 on the shot clock. You can hear head coach Fox counting down the shot clock there, and another tough possession for the Mamba. Sims calling for the screen, wants the three. And Tim right in the middle of the paint for the easy board. Dunmartin fading, it's a tough shot, and it's good.
There you go. There you go. What's going to happen when number 7 gets hot? Taven Dunmartin hit his first true shot of the game, and it was a hard three. He had to earn it, but he made it.
So that stops the Shooting Stars run, kicked out of bounds, and it gives Saskatoon a 2-point lead. Let's take a look again at this Powell fast break.
Look at that. God on the defensive end, and look at this. In transition, give it off to Powell, find him, finishes through contact, falls, but converts.
What about the dish there from Johnson? It looked like a no-look bounce pass.
He's doing a little finesse there. I like it.
Powell set to inbound, 15 on the shot clock. Sims almost had his pocket picked from behind, and he's telling Tynes to communicate a little bit on the top of the perimeter so they can get this ball in. Powell passed over to Tynes, 15-footer is money.
Tynes with a little hezzy, made Taven Dunmartin swift over to the left, and that gave him enough to get out the clean jump shot, and he hits it.
Tynes has 6. We're tied at 60. Manet. And he was stripped. Powell wanted the out-of-bounds call. Instead, he's going to get called for a personal foul. It could be Tynes, actually. The official's trying to figure out if it was on the ground or on the shot. So it will be on Tynes before the ball made its way inside to Powell. So Tynes picks up his first personal.
I really like how Charles Bediako, number 14, is establishing his presence in the paint down low. Not letting anything come by. No passes, no easy baskets, nothing.
A fortress when those guys are on defense. Manet, deep three. Well short, off the arm of Bediako, and an unlucky roll there for Scarborough, but it didn't hit the rim, so this will put the Mamba in a tough spot on the baseline.
Again, listen, he had a full lane right there that he could have drove to the basket, but he didn't take it. Why? Because number 14 is giving them problems.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Dunmartin set to inbound. Gordon dives to the corner to beat the buzzer. And Sims says, get out the way I want it. His 7th board.
Frank Mitchell checks into the game. 0-0.
He's playing with 3 fouls, and now he wants to go to work. Puts it on the deck, up with the right. Off the back rim. Manet, right righty floater. And Mitchell establishing some footing in the key. It's his 6th rebound, gets the return. He's got space and he's blocked from behind. Gordon says no. Sims will try inside now and he turns it over.
What a possession. What a defensive stance from Saskatoon.
Dunn-Martin flipped into the corner. Townsend 3, no good. Mitchell again using the body for the board.
Frank Mitchell is already pulling down the boards, man, doing his job. Frank the Tank.
He wants it. Oh, he's got the rock. Goes inside to his fellow big. Sims, bully ball, blocked from behind again. Townsend this time.
Another big block. Another big block down low.
Monet. Dunn-Martin hesitated, now fires a little all-day breakfast. Tavian Dunn-Martin cooking it up.
Is that a heat check? Does that qualify as a heat check? That's his 2nd 3.
Oh, going for the slam was Johnson, and he smoked it off the back rim.
What defensive stance from the Saskatoon Mamba on both those possessions. What's happening right
What a run right now.
Let's get this replay. Look at this.
So here's the first block.
But look at the block from behind from Gordon. It says, no, not in my house.
Oh my gosh.
Gets up there and not afraid of Frank Mitchell. Fierce.
Here is Gordon. It looks like something came on the floor. Bracelet or something, so they stopped play momentarily. It's probably a good stoppage, Joe, because everybody's second to catch their breath. Well, this Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max. Quick reminder again, another Eastern Conference matchup tonight. It'll be the Honey Badgers and Blackjacks in Ottawa at 7:30. You can catch all that action on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. And catch that slam live in the ends. Gordon dropping it down.
Between the legs, drives to the rim, puts it up. You love to see it from Gordon.
Oh, back the other way. Mitchell with a sneaky 2. Powell on the nice feed.
Get the big man going, drive to the basket, dash it to Mitchell off the baseline, and he goes up for the 2.
Mitchell 3 points, 8 rebounds. Dunn-Martin driving, lot of contact, no call, but he'll take the bucket.
Oh, it's time. It's time. He's getting going. Like we talked about, what's going to happen when Dunn-Martin gets going? It's happening.
Mitchell inside. He's going now. Full steam to the bucket.
Mitchell with the response. When he drives to the basket, not many people can stop him.
Tempo is high. Both teams back and forth. Gordon, it would only be fitting, and it is.
Oh, we're going back and forth. We're going back and forth. Gordon posts up at the 3-point line and hits that shot. We're going back and forth.
Gordon is snapping right now. That one goes out of bounds. Oh, we got a laundry list of things to get to here, Deshaun. Back and forth in the Pan Am Sports Center in Scarborough. 6-point lead for Saskatoon. Unbelievable stuff. The Mamba doing it all. We'll be back. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Well, Mr. Gordon has been doing all the damage for the Saskatoon Mamba, especially in the third quarter. He's up to 20 points on the ball game, shooting 67%. And when you get that close to the net, Deshaun, your shooting percentage is going to be darn high.
And he's doing it all. Like you said, 20 points, getting it done down low in the post, getting up those dunks, but getting it done from 3 as well. 3 from 4 for down deep, 75%. Dejuan Gordon has been big for the Mamba.
All right, let's check in with S.
Hey guys, so I was just listening into the Mamba huddle, and Coach Isaiah Fox was bringing up rebounding, specifically offensive rebounding. That means getting extra possessions for the Mamba. They've been doing a great job of shooting the ball. You guys mentioned Gordon earlier, but he said every single person needs to clash the glass. Right now, it's the shooting stars that are leading in the rebounding category, 31 to 21. So rebounding becoming a very important part of this game, guys.
Thank you, S. Rebounds will be a pivotal part of this game down the stretch here, as we had some controversy there. The officials figured it out. It is Shooting Stars basketball. What about Gordon getting a hand in on that Sims pass to stop the transition, too? Here is Sims. Trying to back in Monet. Sims down low. Mitchell got a piece of it. Sims has it back now. He goes up, hits the deck, and numbers for the Mamba if they go, and instead, Uat breaks it up, and now he's called for a foul.
Boy, you are doing great defensively off that rebound, right? Again, very aggressive in pursuit. Gets a hand up, got a tip. But right there, a little bit of an extra push right there. That's when you get called for the foul. That's where, you know, a split, a little moment, a little bit of a movement can ruin such a great defensive stance. You gotta be disciplined. You gotta hold your own. Don't over pursue.
Mahadi. Couple of handoffs here. Dunmartin has it now. 3 ball. And that one just a little short. He tosses his hand up saying, yeah, that's on me there.
Yeah, Tynes' hand was in there. Tynes did a good job of defending him. And, you know, even though he got caught up in the screen, Tynes' hand was still in there from behind, even on the shot. So he's contesting it even though he's not in front of it. And that messed up Dunmartin's shot a little bit.
Fuller re-enters the game. Monet taking a seat on the next whistle. Chaplin will also come back in for Saskatoon. Tynes wide open, time to think about it. The Mamba almost losing control here and sliding out of bounds, so it'll be Shooting Stars basketball. That was Gordon who couldn't quite stay between the lines.
They got caught up a little sweat in the corner right there, but
oh, this is one of those games here. I mean, the tempo in the gymnasium is crazy high. The students are into it in the stands. This is probably everything you could have asked for in a Canadian Elite Basketball League matchup.
What more do you want? What more do you want, right? Full arena, great game.
Besides getting out of bed at, what, 6 o'clock?
That's true, that's true, that's true. That's very true.
Here's Sims. Oh, almost another big dunk here. The Shooting Stars having trouble. They're fighting that rim right now on the slams. Here's Mahadi. Nice spin, middle of the key, behind the back. Fuller, count the bucket. Oh, da-na-na, da-na-na. Catch that one on your highlight of the night, folks.
Let's get that replay, Mahadi. Look how he sets it up here. Look how he sets it up. Drives to the basket, drives right. Oh, spin, behind the back. What's that noise? What's that noise?
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Yup, yup. Sports Center, wake
Fuller.
up. Pay attention.
Unbelievable stuff. The three-point play converted, lead up to 9 now with 3 minutes to go in the third. Here's Sims. Powell hit the deck there. No foul called. He's looking at the official. Trey Thomas in the game. He dishes it off. Nice reverse there. Sims with the soft finish.
A beautiful fake pass from Sims. Open the lane for a drive and goes up with the reverse. Beautiful finish.
Wide open, Chaplin. You can't do that. You leave him wide open and he's going to drain it every day.
And the success from 3 for the Mamba continues today.
Sims looking inside. Mitchell, eyes wide open. He wants it. Sims couldn't find the angle. Thomas deep and money.
Thomas takes a bit.
Oh, Uat all over it. Thomas hits the floor. Shooting Stars want the ball, and they get a jump ball instead. But a good defensive effort there. They're hungry right now, Deshaun.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at this defense right here. Oh, Chaplin with the three.
How about no defense?
No defense. That was no defense.
Yeah, they need to pick it up on the defensive end. That's what we were talking about at halftime, to find a way to contain this Mamba offense. And leaving guys wide open, I mean, that turns into a very high percentage shot.
Absolutely.
Mahadi. Final 2 minutes of the third. Three ball up, no good, tipped around. Oh, right there. Williams was fouled on the attempt down low. So it's his turn at the line, and did we get another technical foul here?
Let's take a look at this again. Chaplin goes up with a three. Look who comes out the rebound. Mahadi with a tip to Williams. Setting that up. Mahadi getting in there. Even just a hand, a tip, can give you a second chance right there. You know, listen, look, Saskatoon's going back to the line. And they're in this. You're seeing the resiliency of this team. Again, early in the season, people want to talk about the 0-3 record. This team is down, but they're not out. And they have the right players in place to really turn this thing around. You're seeing the resiliency today. You're seeing the perseverance. And I think you're seeing the composure. That's what's about the most, right? And now you're seeing it all come together. Tavian Dunmartin has some points on the board now in the third quarter. It's coming together for this team.
Come see the new chapter of professional basketball in Saskatoon. Tickets available by scanning the QR code or by visiting saskatoonmamba.ca/tickets. So there was a foul on Powell and then a technical called on Sims. Powell had the bench with 3 personals now. Thomas wants it on the perimeter. Instead, it goes inside to Uad. He misses.
Oh, what discipline from Williams on the defense. Hands up, doesn't jump, no foul. Beautiful defense.
Heat check right there. No roll. Oh, the putback slam. Chaplin from the rafters.
Amazing timing by Chaplin on that one. Listen, Frank Mitchell's down there. And he knows Frank Mitchell's going to go up for the rebound. And so what does he do? He times it up and gets there. Beats Frank Mitchell in the air for that rebound, for that putback.
Timeout on the floor. Let's take another look at this dunk.
Look at this.
Hang time.
Gets up there. Beats everybody. Look at that. He just flew into the frame. He just flies into the frame. He's got a cape.
10 points for Chaplin. And you know, as much as we're praising the Mamba here, you look at the shooting stars side of things, and they have completely fallen apart on the defensive end here, Deschamps.
Listen, it's like they traded defense for the ability to shoot threes. Right?
Well, it's season 5 from the ends. Be a part of the action from the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center by scanning the QR code or visiting shootingstars.ca/tickets.
Yeah, like we mentioned, again, the defense is falling apart. And, you know, but from 3, they're shooting a lot better from 3. I mean, that 9% that we talked about is now up to 23%.
Oh, she can't believe it. She heard the number.
She heard the number. She can't believe it.
The kids, they want the comeback here. They're going to need to use their voices, be loud and proud.
All jokes aside, they got to buckle up on the defensive end if they want to win this game. Let's get back to hoops.
Absolutely. Here's Thomas, and that one comes over to the table here.
You about to catch it?
I would have shot it, probably.
You would have shot it?
Yeah, probably.
Would you have made it, though?
The 3-point percentage would have gone down a little bit for Scarborough.
Come on now.
If I shot that. So just able to keep that one in balance was Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. Thomas goes behind the back. He's got a mismatch up top. Thomas couldn't hit, right into the hands of Williams. Here's Gordon driving up top. Chaplin, time to think. And of course, another 3 for the Mamba.
Come on, big minutes off the bench for Chaplin. He's doing it all. He's hitting threes, putbacks. He's doing it all.
Chaplin's got 13 points. 3 ball back the other way, and a nice friendly roll for Johnson.
And a good response from Scarborough. Jalen Johnson again doing what he has to do. Tween. Hezzy goes up with the 3, puts it down.
Gordon Crossover and a spin, trying to create some space. Could be a jump ball, and the official on the baseline says it is. The Shooting Stars bench wanted a travel call. They might have a gripe.
Get back! Get back!
Hey, that was great defense from McCoy. You out there. He was disciplined, gets his hands in there, stopped the layup completely. What more do you want, right? Of course, you didn't get a travel call, but in terms of what the player could have controlled, you got everything from it, right?
Yeah, you see Tyrell Vernon pumping his fist there. Likes the energy on the defensive end the last few runs. 4-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Thomas driving inside, puts it up and puts it in.
Nice drive to the basket, hesitation, goes up strong, converts on the layup. Love to see it.
Shot clock off, final 5 seconds of the quarter. Williams, shot fake, driving inside, looking for the call, and he gets a whistle with 0.4 seconds to play.
Such a smart decision from Williams. He had the open look from 3. Let's look at the replay. Rack it up from Danny G. He has the open look. Instead, he drives. He knows there's people there. He knows he's going to get contact, and he goes up. He knows that the clock is ticking down. He knows everyone is antsy, and he takes advantage of that. Could have went for the 3, but settled for the 2 and the foul. Now he goes to the line, and misses his first.
Curse of the commentator.
Mike, curse of the commentator. Broadcast curse. But he might at least put one on the board for the Mamba entering this intermission right here. Let's see.
Williams sitting on 20 points. Now up to 21. Saskatoon will take an 11-point lead into the fourth quarter. They came alive in this frame.
They came alive. And listen, Tavian Dunmartin got a little hot. He finishes this quarter with 9. Right, and you look at Chaplin giving great minutes off the bench. Williams continuing to do his job. Gordon on the defensive end. Listen, Saskatoon is doing what they need to do. Continuing their success from the first, bring it over into the second half. Let's get back into this commercial and we'll be right back.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
Gotta love a Canadian boots. Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team's score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Welcome back to the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. Time now for the Cruise of the Game presented by Cal Tire.
And listen, I said earlier, the jerseys are art, but this play was art. Look at this. Again, Chaplin goes up, comes into your frame, and puts the putback down. What more do you want? Coming off the bench, giving good minutes for this team down the stretch, bringing them into the fourth quarter with a 9-point lead. Chaplin has been key today, and that play signifies the dominance that Saskatoon's really imposed on Scarborough this afternoon.
Chaplin, one of 4 Mamba players in double-digit points. He's got 13. Mahadi drives, and he opens the scoring in this fourth frame.
It's so funny, Mahadi, that was only his 4th point in the game, but you think you've seen him all over the place today. He's had such an impact on everything but scoring, defensively, on the boards, on the glass, everything. Dishing out assists. He's done it all.
Johnson, short. Phoenix Wise positioned perfectly in the key, and he was held on his way up, so he'll get a chance to go to the line.
Phoenix Wise, St. FX product. Spent the season with, obviously, Scarborough Shooting Stars head coach Tyrell Vernon, who's also the head coach of St. FX X-Men, and Phoenix Wise, being a conference all-star this year, and, one of the top young prospects in youth sports basketball, getting this opportunity now to play in the CEBL. It's great for his development, and I think that's one of the great things as well in the CEBL. No matter what year of eligibility you're in youth sports basketball or OCAA, CCAA basketball, you can get drafted into this league. You could realistically play 4 years of college basketball and also 4 years of CEBL basketball. Imagine that. Look at that. Look how great that is for the development of these young athletes.
Unreal.
Right?
And the newly introduced signing day this year in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. So the day hits and you can sign these eligible players as the push shot there drops for Tim.
Easton Tim, University of Saskatchewan product.
Well, we're getting all the youth sports action right now.
I love it.
Good defense there. Oh, we said youth sports. It's Mahadi again getting his hand on the defensive end. Subs coming in here for Scarborough. Bediako and Tynes in. Wise and Mitchell out. And a tough day for Mitchell. Some foul trouble, but he's been big on the boards. 8 rebounds. Johnson somehow got that shot off. Whistle comes through.
So with Bediako in the game, I want to see now, can Scarborough do a better job on the defensive end, at least establishing their presence in the paint, allowing nothing easy inside. It's really and truly the story of what's been happening all afternoon when Bediako's in the game. He's been really consistent, right, and done a great job of just, again, protecting the rim. And I think also just his presence has been preventing Saskatoon from driving and settling instead for threes that they might not be comfortable taking, forcing shots that they might not be comfortable taking, but knowing that there's not going to be much inside. That's the presence that he's been bringing today. That's the impact he's had on the game. So bringing him in down the stretch when the score is close, it's a big, just I think, defensive boost down the stretch that they're going to need really and truly if they want to win this game.
12-point lead for Saskatoon. Trying to take that into target time. Reminder, first whistle under the 4-minute mark. That's when things get exciting here. I should say even more exciting. Defensive stop, and they turn it over. Sloppy stuff from the Shooting Stars. Mahadi driving inside, but
great defense. Johnson
there for the steal. He spins, almost turns it over. Sims inside, put back, finally gets the roll.
Relentless by Sims on the defensive end. Coming down, aiding on offense, second chance, not giving up on the play, wanting to stay in it.
So that'll give Sims a double-double. 12 points, give the rebound, that's 10 now. Williams, floater, sky high, looks at his hand again.
Williams, again, dissecting the defense, again, looked for the open opportunity to take that floater, didn't rush, was very, very patient, very persistent, puts up the shot and converts.
Sims. Step back, showing off the nice finish.
He wanted to take that. He's been going back and forth with Williams all day. He wanted to take that and he wanted to make that.
Sims just finished the season in Italy's top league. Speaking another language on that jumper, and speaking another language, Tim with a smile for his bench. They're loving it.
That was U Sports to U Sports right there. You have Mahadi to Tim, and Tim finishes at the rim. Tim coming alive in the fourth quarter when they need him the most.
Insignificant play here from Tim. Good defensive stop, but Bediako says take that.
Again, you can't teach size, and when you combine size with athleticism, that's what you get. Bediako goes up, misses the first layup, but is able to rebound, give himself a second chance, and come down with the dunk. Again, that's the talent that people see in Bediako. And let's look at this. Mahadi to Tim, U Sports to U Sports. I love it. U Sports to U Sports. I love it.
Tim, a special player for this team, product of, like you said, USask, but also from Saskatoon himself. So you love that hometown product. Mamba turned the ball over a moment ago on a travel on the inbound, so that gives a fresh 14 to the Shooting Stars. Off the back rim, Johnson's three. He's got the offensive. Powell, that's his money spot. And he continues to struggle from deep.
You know, 20 years ago, if you had told someone that they could grow up in Saskatoon, play basketball, go to University of Saskatchewan, and then end up playing professional basketball still in Saskatoon, they probably wouldn't have believed you.
No chance.
They wouldn't have believed you. But here we are in 2026, and it's a possibility, and that's why the CEBL is so special. Again, creating hoop dreams for people across the country.
Yeah, right in your own backyard. Here's Fuller. Fuller, it's a free throw. There is Tim, the aforementioned big man, trying to find a an option here. Baseline Jimmy. The short porch is cash from Chaplin.
Chaplin continuing to do his job, giving great minutes off the bench. Hit that baseline jumper, extends that lead. A little bit more cushion as we get closer to target score time.
12 points. Sims again. Another dunk that's foiled by the rim.
There's some how many of those have we seen today?
I think we've seen about 4 now.
4? That's a lot.
Yeah, that's 8 points right there.
You know, not saying I would have hit any of those, but what I'm saying is, you know, when those opportunities arise, you got to take advantage, right? Those are free drives to the basket. You got to finish.
So Dunn-Martin heads to the bench. Gordon will try to go to work on the offensive end. That's the last thing the Shooting Stars wanted to see right now is Gordon in the game. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gordon guarded heavily by Tynes up top. Here's Fuller now. Past the time.
So I wanna just note that, you know, despite Scarborough being down right now, the game changes when we enter target score time. You know, the clock turns off. There's no time limit. It's just you, the shot clock, and you gotta, you know, gear up on defense.
Williams beats the buzzer, and it's a triple.
Williams is getting it done. He's getting it done.
26 points. Williams talking his game right now. Powell driving inside, and Tim swats it all the way back to Saskatoon.
And he gave a little smirk right there to the bench. He knows he's coming alive. He's coming alive, Easton Tim. It took him a while. It took him 3 quarters, but he's having a big quarter so far. 6 points in this quarter and a big block right there, getting it done on the boards. He's alive.
You know,
let's get this block. Rack it up, Danny G.
A play like this, it's a 6'10" fella.
Look at that.
Soren. Oh, look at the headbutt on the bench. Townsend headbutting the ball back into play. Here's Powell on the mismatch. Good defense here from Tim, chasing him from behind, and a foul is called. So finally, the Shooting Star is able to crack Easton Tim.
And there's a little bit of a mismatch, right? Powell wants to 7-foot Tim on him, and you know what? Tim did a good job moving his feet, shuffling, but again, at the end, just that hesitation right there is what caused the foul. Let's take a look at the bank shot from Williams. Look at this. Take a look at this. He tosses up a prayer, and it looks like everything for Williams is going down today.
I'm not a mathematician, but the angle on that seemed a little suspect.
It don't make sense.
How that went in.
It doesn't make sense. Did he even get off a full arc? Like,
I don't know how that went in.
He pushed it. He just pushed it in.
When you're hot, you're hot.
He should have like a flame emoji over his head right now. That's what we need.
Don't they have in 2K? Isn't there like a thing on the ground or something?
Yeah, it's the heat.
Yeah, the heat.
Yeah, it's the heat.
The court might melt if the Mamba players throw that underneath themselves.
You know, as the game gets deeper, these players get more tired. We might have like an electrolyte emoji, right?
I like that. Good
means
plug.
They're getting tired.
Good plug.
All right.
Powell knocks down the first. He's got 17 points, so he struggled from 3, but he's doing his job on the offensive end in other ways. As the guard takes a deep breath, every point critical now for this Shooting Stars team. Knocks down the pair. About 1:30 away from target time here at the Pan Am Sports Center in the ends. Matt Bononi, Deshaun Stevens, Esper Heaney, thanks for joining us here. What has been a thriller of a school day game. Here's Fuller, guarded by Sims. Good defense there from Sims. Fuller, it's a tough shot, and it's picked off. Bediako sitting in the middle of the key, so the big men for Scarborough work together. Johnson, 3-ball. In and out. Sims over 4 purple jerseys. Powell to his right. And a good call by the official. That was on the floor.
Yeah, that was on the floor. Powell did a good job, though, of, you know, trying to get a shot off to try to get the shooting foul from 3. He's been good at that this season, but that was pretty clearly on the floor. Sims was a little bit upset about that, but I think we all saw it.
Subs coming in here for Saskatoon. Mahadi and Townsend checking in. So Tim and Williams get a breather here with 4:56 to go. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Tynes. Here's Sims. Almost had his pocket picked. Sims fading off the back rim.
Amazing defense right there by the Mamba. Not letting Sims pick up anything. Target time getting close.
You've got to build this lead as much as you can for the Mamba right now. Like you said, anything can happen in that target time, 13-point lead, but we have seen some crazy finishes in the Canadian League Basketball League. Double-digit leads erased.
I mean, that's what Scarborough did in their last game.
Powell trying to cut into that lead, and there we go. Powell connects.
There you go.
Well, that's the last thing you want to see if you're Saskatoon with target time on the brinks here.
You want to try to shrink it as much as possible before target time so you don't have that much to work with.
10-point lead, and a foul is called with 3:58. Head coach Fox called timeout. Now he's saying, I don't want the timeout.
But he's going to get it, though.
Yeah. He's going to get it anyway.
He's going to get it anyways.
There's immediate timeout on the floor. A 10-point lead for Saskatoon. Buckle up, folks. Target score time coming your way. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Next bucket wins.
Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama.
That anything can happen.
Big players step up in big time.
He is cooking.
It's time for target score time here at the Pan Am Sports Center. It has been a thriller of a game. First to 107 takes the W. Saskatoon 98, the Shooting Stars 88. And the strategy for Saskatoon is quite simple. Get to 107, keep doing what you're doing. But how about the Shooting Stars? They really need to claw back here.
Yeah, I think for Scarborough, what you got to do is you got to settle it down on the defensive end. You got to really tighten up. You got to lock up. And listen, there's no clock. All right, the time is infinite right now. There's no rush. Settle down on defense. Be disciplined. Force turnovers, and you got to make some shots when you get the opportunity. They got to get themselves out of a 10-point deficit right now, and then once they can erase that 10-point deficit, if they can erase that 10-point deficit, it's anybody's ball game. But listen, the Scarborough Shooting Stars, they were down entering target time in their last game against the Winnipeg Sea Bears. They were able to dig themselves out of that hole and go on to win that game. I think I'll try to do that again here today.
Target score time underway. So for those of you that are new to the game, the clock is off, and it's 9 points added to the leading team point total at the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. And Mitchell lost control. That one goes out of bounds.
Hey, look, Scarborough got their first turnover on possession, on defensive possession. They have the ball back. Get this lead down to just 8 now.
Sims. Powell off the screen. There was a kick there. Powell was looking for it, didn't get it. Gordon was looking for the ball down the floor. He retreats, able to maintain the possession. Fuller, 3-ball, you bet.
It's been falling all day for the Saskatoon Mamba, for Fuller, for everybody, Fuller and friends. Everyone's been hitting threes. Everyone's taking their turn from down deep.
Sims goes behind the back. That one kicked out of bounds.
Listen, if you're Saskatoon is 6 points away. If you're Scarborough, let's take a look at this 3-ball right here. Gordon gets it over to Fuller, and he takes it with such confidence, hand in his face, and still drains it, because that's what they've been doing all day.
Cut inside, and a foul is called. So Chaplin cut to the rack, and he was bumped on his way up. That'll be 2 shots. You know, the 3-ball we've talked about so much for this Mamba team. It's been a point of emphasis in their game to start the season. They have 16 3-pointers right now. They're 16 of 29, 55% if you're doing the math at home.
What a shooting performance from this team today. Probably, again, if you're a fan of the 3-point shot, this is a game that you will have enjoyed. This might be one of the best 3-point shooting performances you'll see from any team in the league this year.
Well, the Mamba return home and renew acquaintances with Teddy Allen and the Winnipeg Sea Bears. Action begins from the Saskatoon Center next Friday, May 29th at 7:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 Eastern. And it's a week off for the Shooting Stars. The next time they take the court is next Thursday when they travel to Calgary for the Surge's home opener. Tip-off from the Winsport Arena at 7:30 Mountain and 9:30 Eastern. Well, you got to watch Teddy Allen in here the other day. How much of a treat was that?
Oh, Teddy Allen is special. Listen, he's one of the most important players in this league's history. He's a former CEBL Player of the Year. He's a staple for Winnipeg. I think, you know, for Winnipeg, when they became a new team in this league, Teddy Allen was the face of that team and really helped put them on the map and help establish that pro basketball culture in that city. He's such a treat to watch. If you haven't seen Teddy Allen play, whether you're in Winnipeg or whether you're a fan around the country, tune in, buy a ticket, go to a game, watch this young man play. He's showtime.
Well, I bet some of these kids in the crowd today are definitely going to be coming back to a game. It has been loud, they're full of energy, and they've provided the juice here for both teams.
I think if there's any kid in attendance today that says they haven't enjoyed the game, they're capping. I think they're capping. Everyone's enjoyed this game today. They've all enjoyed this game today. If they're saying they have not enjoyed this game, they are capping. That's what I'll say.
One of 17 schools in the screen right there. Just an awesome atmosphere. The Shooting Stars have crushed it the past 2 games. Done an excellent job. Both 11 a.m. starts and both mad school day successes.
Here we go. If you're Scarborough, you need to score on this possession.
Yeah, this is do or die time now for the Shooting Stars. 103-88. Again, first to 107 wins. Mamba need 4 points, and right there, the Shooting Stars will take 3 from Johnson.
There you go. Try to dig yourself out of a hole now. There's still a ways to go. You're still down by 12, but you need to put some points on the board, and now you got to lock up on defense, and Tynes is doing that right now.
Tynes picks the pocket. Now he'll get the feed in transition. Tynes flushes it through, and a little momentum swing here, perhaps. The ball got picked up. I'm not sure if it was Mitchell or Tynes. Look at that guy. He can't believe it. He's loving what he's seeing, and now he sees himself on the big board. So they want that energy right now, the Shooting Stars.
You got to lock up on defense again. You got to do it again. Down by 10.
Mahadi kicks into the corner. 3 ball, no good.
There you go.
Keep chipping away. Powell. And an aggressive pass, but the reason that Sims couldn't grab it was Fuller was glued to him down low, and by glued I mean holding him. So Fuller hit with the personal as Sims will talk shop at the top of the key. One of the important things to note about target score time as well is bonus carries over. Fouls carry over.
Yes.
So everything that happens in that fourth quarter matters.
Yes. You got to stay disciplined. It don't reset. Fouls don't reset in target score time. Oh.
That one short?
That was short. That was a huge miss. Huge miss. Remember, they're trying to dig themselves out of a deficit here. Down by 10.
Some of the kids getting their first taste of target score time. Second one also no good, so critical misses for Sims. Head coach Fox wanted a timeout instead. He's going to call it off. Williams 3 ball off the mark, and right there, oh, it sat on the rim. The attempt from Chaplin. Fuller trying, he can't hit. Mitchell comes away with it.
There's a little bit of a lid on the rim there. Scarborough did their job, but they got to score.
Powell crossover to his left. 3 ball from the parking lot.
There it is. It's still alive. Still alive. Scarborough doing an amazing job on defense. Again, I think we're learning a lot about this team early on in the season. A young team, a lot of players new to the league. But what I love about this team is their grit and their perseverance in moments of adversity. And let's take a look at Powell's last shot on this position right here. Again, Tynes gets over to Powell. He brings the ball up, and he takes this 3 with such confidence. A little bit of a crossover, puts it up, and converts. Finishes when they need him the most. Miles Powell.
And for anyone that watches the Canadian League Basketball League that has become a fan, it is without doubt the most exciting finish in any basketball league.
Absolutely.
Target score time will bring you out of your seat, no matter what team you're a fan of.
I got some.
Because just like this, Scarborough's back in the ball game.
It truly becomes anyone's ball game. It truly becomes anyone's ball game. Doesn't matter if you enter target score time with the lead, whether it's 10, 15, 20. If you can't hit your shots, and if you let the opposing team play good defense, then you might not have a chance. Scarborough's doing a great job right now digging themselves out of a hole. They still have a ways to go. They got to get back and ultimately tie this game. But right now, what more do you want from this team?
Well, we have a short break on the court. Let's check in with us.
All right, guys, I was listening into Scarborough's huddle, and Frank Mitchell immediately jumped in and said, this is how we play defense. And his head coach alluded to the same thing, said, look, we can do this whenever we want to. Stay the course. Let's get this win.
Good stuff, S. Thank you. They need to clamp down on this defensive possession. Williams driving inside. Passed on the shot. Fuller goes up, and they get the stop.
Again, great defense by Scarborough. Great defense in the key, clogging up the key, contesting the layup, and coming down with the rebound to give themselves a chance. Here's Miles Powell.
Powell, top side. Off the mark, Mitchell soaring, and right there, the second time's the charm. Johnson tips it in.
Miles Powell missed his shot, but they crashed the boards, and they were there to get the second and third chance opportunities to convert. Scarborough has momentum.
Off the miss, Sims has it. Shooting Stars in transition, Powell. Oh, it's Powell time, baby.
The vibe has changed at the Pan Am Center. The vibe has changed. The Scarborough Shooting Stars have come alive on defense and offense.
Miles Powell telling the crowd to get into it, and a block down low. Johnson all over it. Shooting Stars with a chance to take the lead. Powell, heat check. Off the mark. Offensive board picked up. Sims down low, up with the right, and we're tied at 103.
It's a new ball game. It's a new ball game. 10-point deficit, not today.
Oh, if you don't like target score time, I'll show you a liar. Into the corner. Mahadi. Trying to weave his way inside. Sims, oh, with the lefty hook, says, get that out of here.
Scarborough has come alive. Let's get some power highlights. Let's rack it up, Danny G. Look at this. We got the block. We got the block. Sims brings it up. Over to Powell. Has that three. Takes it and makes it.
Powell at 27. Three ball there on top of the backboard. Out of bounds, and just like that, the Shooting Stars will have a possession and an opportunity to take the lead.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. The defense that has been played down the stretch by this team have been the best defensive performance that we've seen all game. The last minute and a half of defense from Scarborough has been their best defense all afternoon.
Powell dishes off, and Frank was fouled down low. Powell tapping his big man on the back, saying keep going to work.
Slow down the pace. Get Frank Mitchell involved. Get that pick and roll, pickpocket pass to Frank on the inside. He goes up with the hezzy, draws the foul, gets to the line, and the Shooting Stars, like you mentioned, can take their first lead in what feels like years right now.
Mitchell climbs the front of the rim on the first shot. Needs the second. Regardless, one offensive possession could end it for the Shooting Stars, and he doesn't hit. Defensive board picked up, that's Fuller. Between the legs, oh, Gordon steps back, couldn't hit, and right there,
here we go.
Was time.
If you're Scarborough, you can win it right now with a three, come within one with a two.
Powell, couldn't hit, good effort there, Mitchell's got it, he wants to drive, kicks into the corner, Johnson, short, and that one goes out of bounds, it'll be Shooting Stars ball. And the important thing here we have to remember is you got to get a good shot.
Yes.
You can't be hero ball.
Yes, you don't need to take a three, right? You're up right now. You're one possession away, right? If you
don't jack up anything you see. They're going for the win. I get it. There's a lot of momentum on their end, and this has been an emotional target score time, but you got to take smart shots. Right now it seems like they're jacking up threes and ruining some opportunities. Be smart down the stretch. The game is in your hands.
How about this bucket? Helping to spark this comeback. The Shooting Stars have found a second win in target score time. It brings out that different beast in you.
Absolutely. Again, we're learning a lot about this young team early on in the season. And what we're seeing is a team, again, that is resilient, that does not give up, that battles back, that never feels like they're out of the game, and really has found a way to, I guess, make use of target score time and find a second life. For a lot of players that have never played in this type of environment and played under target score time rules, this team's really gotten it figured out, and you got to give a lot of credit to Terrell Vernon for just being able to, again, coach this team through those moments, teach these players, get over that learning curve quick, and allow them to find new life. The defensive performance that we've seen over the last 2 to 5 minutes has been amazing from this franchise.
Got something if you need.
Everybody in this building, get ready now!
As the fans continue to get loud here, we're going to check in with S.
Hey guys, I was just listening into Scarborough's huddle, and watch out for Miles Powell to go to the corner. It was the play that they were drawing up. There's a decoy for Frank Mitchell, but just watch out Powell heading to that weak side corner.
S has got the playbook. Let's see. 104-103, a three-pointer would seal it for the Shooting Stars. The ATO. Quick insert pass, Tynes goes up top, Powell, shot fake to his right, off the mark, and the Mamba have it.
I'm surprised there's no foul on that play. There we go, Scarborough locked in on defense.
Fuller, guarded by Johnson, Fuller inside, up with the right, it's short, Johnson has it. Let's see if he pushes. Johnson wants to push, goes inside, swinging it, Sims, ball game, yes! Hello, 3-0! The Shooting Stars complete one of the wildest comebacks you will ever see. Sims serenading the crowd, the kids loving it, and the ends erupts. You cannot make this stuff up, folks. A comeback for the ages here at the Pan Am Sports Center. I don't know what we just watched, Deshaun.
What did we just see?
Well, we can certainly take a look at the winner right here. Sims from deep, and he bangs it through.
And you can see, listen, they had a play in the corner, and look, Tynes passed that up and gave it over to Sims. And Sims took it and made it. You know, aside from the game-winning shot, again, this team played so great down the stretch on the defensive end. So great down the stretch on the defensive end. Saskatoon had a lot of opportunities to put this game away, and Scarborough just locked in on defense and said, not today. But of course, you know, great defense has to be complemented by great offense. Miles Powell played amazing on the stretch, made big shots. Frank Mitchell, great in the paint, great in the post, and of course, Sims with the game winner to put the game away. This team is now 3-0, a team that many people didn't know a lot about a week ago. Is suddenly now undefeated and has put their stamp on this league.
Sims, 19 points, 13 boards, and his second target score time winner of the season. Look at that. Break it down for us, big fella. Oh, you think Amir Sims is having fun. He is absolutely loving it. What about the run by the Shooting Stars team? 19-5 in target score time. They go on a run, and this one to cap it all off, the winner.
Look at that shot from Simpson, and he was doing that all day.
All right, let's check in with S, who's joined by our player of the game, presented by Booster Juice, Amir Sims. S, take it away with all your friends over there.
All right. 19 points, 13 rebounds, including the target score winner. What was going through your head in the final shot?
Ya solo que va a ser.
Hey, man, I work for this. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Kel. Forget the shot. Shout out my teammate, Tel. If Kel ain't make that pass, I would have made that shot. So it was more for my teammate and my teammates who did it all. Joe Moore just won 3. It was a bunch of them. Nutty. All of us, man. We stayed together as a team. We played together as a team. So let's go, man. 3 S's up on them boys. Yeah!
I asked you guys last time, the collectiveness, how together you guys are. Another 15-point comeback in target score time. What allows you guys to stay together like this?
I mean, we're a family for real. It's a culture. Every day we end our breaks at us, and that's what y'all see. All of my ops, they dead. All right, you're the Iceman for the day. Enjoy.
Oh, we love it. Amir Sims has good dance moves, but what about us? Dropping it down to the new Drake album. Absolutely love it. This team is fired up, and you know, Deshaun, this is Shooting Stars basketball. This is everything you could ask for. A team effort, a complete new team. New faces showing up, and like you and Rod alluded to the other day, new stars that are shining bright early.
New stars shining bright early. By the way, we might have to start spelling Sims with 3 S's. I don't know if it's at the beginning or the end, but we might have to. But new stars shining early, taking advantage of the opportunity. We're learning a lot about this team. The identity has been carved. It's a team of perseverance. Doesn't give up. I like what I see from the Scarborough Shooting Stars.
Oh, there's plenty more coming your way. 107-103, the Shooting Stars beat the Mamba, but we'll have all the analysis on the other side. Hang around. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
CA.
CEBL action continues tonight when the Brampton Honey Badgers head to the nation's capital to take on Alex Fudge and the Ottawa Blackjacks. Tip-off from the arena at TD Place at 7:30 Eastern. Catch all the action on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL+. Well, if this was any indicator as to what that game tonight is going to be, you should certainly tune in. We had everything tonight, including a big game from Sims, who sealed the deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, for Scarborough, it was a game, that was cinema. That was absolute cinema. I think for them to come back in target score time, persevere, lock in on defense, again, get hype and finish the game. You love to see it.
A 107-103 your final. The Shooting Stars improved to a perfect 3-0 on the season. They take care of business as the Mamba go to 0-4. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Deshaun Stevens, our sideline guy, Esper Henny, our producer, Dan Glavin, I'm Matt Bonomi, saying thanks so much for joining us here in the Ends, and thanks for choosing the Canadian Elite Basketball League. What a thriller from Scarborough.
for some action.